Good morning. I'm Jedi Hill, author, speaker, and presidential hopeful, running here for 2020. And today I wanted to talk about a topic that was given to me by a question through one of the people I work with. And it's a little more in-depth answer than what I could just do in text. So this is what I wanted to talk about today. Empath versus narcissist. So here in a moment, we're going to go over how to protect your heart when you're a giver and finding a fellow giver and helping you to identify the takers so you can save yourself from a lot of headache and heartache. So let me pull up here this. And please, make sure you do hashtag Team Live, Team Replay, and feel free to ask any questions. I'll do my best to answer them. Let me get back to what they said. Here was their talk and question for me, and I'll do my best to make sure I cover all this. So this person I know is an empath. They're very sensitive. They're a giver, but I'm going to skip their names for their confidentiality. When you are either in a relationship or at the beginning of one, your partner shares their heart with you. They tell you they are going through a personal crisis, whether it's health related, being mental or physical issues. How do you react? Do you show them love and support? Maybe by a simple phone call or, simple how was your day text? Or do you go into I'm dealing with my own shit, I'm running away and not talking to you anymore, even though you just wanted to do so much with me and spend, all this time with me? Have we become such a shoot, my computer's freezing. Have we become such a self-world that it's okay to walk away from someone who tells you they're depressed right at this moment and maybe having suicidal? Yet everywhere we turn, we hear this is a safe place. Talk to me, share with me, but be honest with me. Maybe it's too much honesty. And they were after some of my thoughts on this one. Hey there, Sherry. Hey there, James. Hey there, Becca. Make sure you do hashtag Team Live, Team Replay. Hey there, Barbara. And my comments are not showing up. Let me say hi. Ha. Awesome, Barbara. Yeah, I can't wait to get home. Hey there, Trudy. So, empaths, this is statistically somewhere between 15 to 20% of the population. We have a more sensitive nervous system and will actually feel the emotional states of those around us. Big part of it, I've talked in some other videos, is the mirror neurons, how different body positions are related to different emotional states. And we typically will mirror the body language of those around us, to be more sane and collective, and you actually start to feel their pain. So it's kind of interesting as you get into it, but that's another video I did another day. Feel free to scan through. But going back to what I was just reading with them, a narcissist, by contrast, is someone who is completely self-centered. They're only thinking about them. So realize when you first start meeting someone, you need to be a little more detached emotionally, not get so wrapped up so quickly, so you can observe intentionally. Don't go to a stage 5 clinger thing right away when you don't even know someone. You need to observe their actions and see, are they really a kind, compassionate person? Hey there, Aaron. Thanks for coming on. Hope you're doing well. Hey there, Starlin. Make sure y'all do hashtag Team Live, Team Replay in here so we can boost the ratings, get more people to see it. Where was I? So with the narcissist, they're thinking just to themselves, and their actions will show that. And they may pretend to care and be very good at the words they use out of their mouth, but you have to actually watch their actions. Are they there when you need them? Are they, how do they treat other people that they're not trying to get something from? Oh, Aaron's saying, funny you're doing this because I've been dealing with someone like this. So what you'll see is their actions. Like, don't just look at how they're treating you at the moment. Look at how they treat the waiter, the person at the hotel, or just as you're out and about. See how they treat other people. Are they genuinely kind and compassionate to other people? Or are they just being nice to you because they want something from you, or, they want to get in your pants, as is the case with most of them. And just take it one step at a time. And you start to be aware and observe this. And this is how you'll start notifying, the narcissist early on, so you can save yourself lots of headache and heartache. So, like with the friend who was talking to me about this, they mentioned they were going through some health issues, had been dating the person a few months, and the individual, as soon as this individual told the other one that, they're going through some health issues, they're scared and they could use some emotional comfort, the other person just ghosted them and ran away. That's clear signs that now when I was talking to him on the phone to go through some of this, I give scenarios because older person, so it's not like somebody, it's their first rodeo. Maybe their wife died of cancer or something, and they were just scared to, give you the different scenarios for possibilities, because you do want to know the situation and not just jump to conclusions at first. You want to be open to all possibilities. Hey there, Jackie. Thank you for coming on. So, when someone tells you they're going through a personal crisis, you want to see if the person's the type who's going to actually pick up the phone. Like, not everybody is at their phone 24/7, but are they going to call you back? Are they going to follow up? Those of you like Aaron and Jackie who know me personally, know if I'm available, I will answer the phone. I will help you through the emotional crisis. And I do this with complete strangers. I see someone in a panic breakdown. My natural inclination is, how can we help transform this situation into a better situation? We all got to help one another out. And when you look at it from the spiritual, the empathic side, you better experience that we're all one. You feel what other people feel. You might even know what they think and things like that, which is a whole different discussion. So these are good tests. Be more emotionally detached at first in the beginning of a relationship, and don't let you just go your heart all the way in, and observe, how do they treat not just you, but the other people around you? Are they kind to the waiter and waitress? Are they mean to them? I used to have anger issues when I was younger, and I know I was unfit to be dateable when I was younger. Hey there, Scott. Thank you for coming on. And it's one step at a time. Just keep moving through things. And when somebody has, health or mental issue, you can be honest. Like, a giver will do what they can for you at the time and say, honestly, I'm not emotionally up to be able to handle with this on a regular basis. And it's different if it's a crisis. They just lost a loved one and it's something short term. They're going to grieve and get through it. But if it's something long term, I'm have integrity and talk to the person, saying, my wife passed away from cancer. I just can't emotionally deal with that, losing somebody again like that, or whatever the case is. They had, they died of a lung disease or whatever the case is. And you got to be able to be honest and upfront. And that's where you start identifying your empaths versus your narcissist, and how you can protect your heart. You start with being a little detached and observe their actions, ignore what comes out of their mouth, and see what they do. Hey there, Jedediah Hopkins. Thank you for coming on today. So, as an empath, when somebody tells you they have mental or physical issues, be kind, be compassionate, and be supportive. Like, you don't just try and solve their problems, but be the ear and listen. And you were born with 2 ears and 1 mouth to listen twice as much as you speak. And that right there is another big key where you can tell an empath versus a narcissist. An empath will listen to you, They will give of their time and of themselves. Where a narcissist listen to the words coming out of their mouths, it will be all about them. And you notice the person is like constantly steering the conversation back to them, or trying to dominate the conversation and not letting other people talk. And these are your clues that someone's pretty self-absorbed. And don't get me wrong, and there's possibilities the person could be nervous, anxious, excited, and just wants to gush and tell you something. And that happens to me. Like, oh my God, I met the love of my life. Let me tell you about her. And she's absolutely adorable. I could go on for how talented, expert linguists, and everything else they are. But you've got to learn to be aware. It's like, is it just a moment they're gushing, or the trends over time? This is where, it's pretty cool statistically. Women will fall in love usually after about 6 to 8 weeks of dating someone. Is when they start to fall in love and remain more emotionally detached. But somebody that's more lonely and things may get clingy quicker, and you've got to resist that urge and keep that distance so you can observe without getting too emotionally attached, which just, it takes practice. It's not easy. And even though you just want to spend time with the people, it doesn't always, you got to be aware of their work situations and things like that, see whether the people are just blowing you off or there's actually something going on. Jackie said that's the bad part. Aaron, okay, but what do you do when you're being supportive to the max and that person still turns stuff around and tries to make it your fault, but you love them as your friend? Okay. There's two sides. Are they calling you out on your bullshit and you're actually doing something? Or are they just trying to place blame and put it on you? And that's what you got to be able to observe for that. If they're calling you out, it's like you're just overreacting. Hey there, Michelle Hayes. If the person, like if you were just going supportive and, they tripped and knocked over a dish and you're yelling and screaming for 10 minutes, yeah, you're being a little overreacting. However, if you're doing things and, you're not trying to cause the other person harm and you're doing your best to help and serve them and they're just trying to make their issues your fault, and you got to observe, what other behaviors are they doing that you might need to step away. And you can love them from a distance, but you got to protect your own environment, your own mental energy. Yeah, you'll find when you're looking at higher performance people, those who are, have that positive mental attitude through mental discipline or, just luck of the draw, those who are better off, they're not going to beat you down. They're going to work on lifting you up. So that's the other side you got to look at there, Aaron. And if they're placing blame because their life is not what they wanted and they're just complaining and being miserable all the time, and it's not a good environment. Yeah, exactly. As Jackie said, that's not your fault, Aaron. Yeah, if they're picking at you about the things you do in your life that, I don't do anything but work to care for my kids, that's your life. That's none of their business. You might enjoy what you're doing, just taking care of the kids and things like that. I remember back in high school, hey there, Justin, we had one girl, Julie, I'll skip the last name because some of you might know her. She just wanted to be a housewife and have kids. And a lot of people laughed at her. And I'm like, if that's what you want, go for it. Especially with the feminist movement. And you know what? I know a lot of those other women are laughing now that laughed at, or, crying now that laughed at her. Hey there, Sarah, because she's now 37 in a happy, loving relationship with 3 kids. Her husband has a wonderful job and she still looks like she's 18 because she's truly loved by her husband and just has a wonderful life. Where I see other people in that same range at, 35, 40, and they're looking like, oh my God, are you 60 or 70 and you're not even 40 yet? Because of their emotional state and tearing themselves down. So be aware and look at the people. If they are trying to lift you up and they're giving of themselves, these are the people you want to be around. If they're trying to beat you down and bring you down to their level, that's what you got to look at. Jackie's saying, yes, stress ages you so much. Well, it's not just the stress, it's how you handle it. Like certain types of stress, like the stress of working out to build your body, are actually good. It's the being depressed and the down and the complaining and the constant emotional state of being down. Like your external environment doesn't choose your emotions. And this is something as empath. Yeah, love totally gives you youth. I can feel myself looking younger every day. But as the empath, many of us will adjust our feelings to those around us. So you get overwhelmed by a room and stuff. Where as you learn how to practice, I did a one on shielding a few days ago and talk about how you can radiate out the love and the compassion, and you actually bring people into your calm instead of them bringing you into their chaos. So it's all up to you as how you do these things. I can take it one step at a time. Let's see. And for the end of this one, for that comment we're getting to, everywhere we turn, we hear this is a safe place. Talk to me, share with me, be honest with me. But, maybe giving too much honesty is an issue. And straight up, if people are saying that, this is a great way to test whether they really mean it. And I love testing people, and if you want to test the thief, leave something on your counter and see if it vanishes. If you want to test whether somebody really cares, tell them about something minor you're going through to see how they respond to it. Don't just gush and give them the whole worst things in your life that are just taking you, because unless they're a really strong person, they might cave. But if you can give them a little bit, it's like, hey, I was just at the doctor today. I'm a little stressed. Can we just sit and chill, enjoy some company? That's fine. Don't give them all the details at once. Warm them up and see how they react. That way you don't feel like you gushed and you were just yanking your heart out because they ignored you or turned away from you. Like, let it open up a little bit slower. And, and there are, like me, I'm an open book. I wear my heart on my sleeve. Yet I've learned how to discipline my emotional states and not let my emotional state rule my actions, and adjust my emotional state by having that positive attitude. Hey there, Carla Fisher. Thank you for coming on. So I hope all these have helped, give you some of that empath versus the narcissist. If the person is giving of themselves and sharing and they're sensitive to you, that's the type of people you need, especially if you're an empath, and that's only 15 to 20% of the population. You're welcome, Aaron. Have a blessed day. And, if you have any questions for anything that you're going through with, the mental, the emotional, the relationships, please, send me a message. I'll help out where I can. I'll do videos, because if you're having an issue with this as being a sensitive spiritual person, somebody else will too. And, when we're taking it from just personal relationships to business relationships, it's still just relationships. And you can, in the business, you can deal with the narcissist, but you got to keep some distance and keep it very professional and define your boundaries. Don't let them take advantage of you, because they're going to take everything they can. So givers have to set boundaries, because takers never will. They're going to take everything they can, where you have to decide, hey, I'm willing to give 10 or 15 minutes. I'm willing to do this for business, but I'm not willing to do that. And remember, you don't get what you want out of your relationships. You get what you communicate and you negotiate, because trust me, most people are not mind readers. And even those who are mind readers, there's so many other distractions, they're not going to catch everything, no matter how good they are. So communicate your needs, your desires, and if the person really cares about you, they're going to do what they can to help. Another good book to look at, like you could read my book, Alchemy: The Master's Path, at for free at www.alchemythemasterspath.com. Another one, Google the 5 love languages and learn your love languages. Are you someone that, for me, it's quality time, physical touch, acts of service, then gifts. What was the 5th one off the top of my head? Touch, quality. Words of affirmation. Are you lifted up? And look at those 5 love languages and see which ones you love, because you might just have a miscommunication in your love languages. They might be a gifter and, they feel they're not loved because they're not getting gifts, where you just might want the quality time, and that's how you feel the love and affection. So look at all the different things. Are there misunderstandings, miscommunications, before you just assume somebody's a narcissist, but observe their actions, see what they're carrying, and see how they treat people other than just you. Because anybody can be nice when they want something from you, but you got to see those who genuinely care about others. And that's, one of the reasons I'm working on creating a country where we all win, so we can spread the kindness and compassion and literally build paradise or heaven on earth. So this is Jedi signing off. May the Force be with you. And remember, by going from competition, self-centeredness to cooperation and heart-centeredness, we can create a world where we all win. Peace. Blessings.